Welcome to part 3 of little known hacks to alleviate your stress and anxiety. I'm Victoria. I'm the co-founder of SuperFastDiet, and I have the gorgeous Lisa Gumanik here with us today. And she's basically hacked her way through a minefield of anxiety and come up with some really, really powerful and easy to do hacks for you. So Lisa, let's start with number 1, nature.
Nature. So spending time in nature is really, really important. You know, we often find what happens when we go away on holidays, we let go, we relax, and often we get sick. And that's because our body's like, oh my goodness, I can finally let go. So, vacations in nature, spending time in nature, going for walks, going to the beach, going to parks, even just sitting outside, in your backyard or front yard and getting a bit of sun. We know that the sun supports, vitamin D, which is really important for immunity and which, impacts our mental and emotional health. So nature is so important and so underestimated because we spend so much time, on our phones, on our computers, we're busy up in our mind and we're not spending time in nature.
Oh, I can absolutely vouch for this one. The beach is my go-to place.
Yeah.
Just the smell of the salt and the ocean and the spray. But if you're not close to a beach, bushland or a mountain, or just as you say, just grass.
Yeah. Or just, even if you're working in the middle of the city and there's no grass around, just a little bit of sun and some fresh air. There's a lot of studies, a lot of studies on, say, forest bathing overseas. What we don't realize is that the earth has energy and vibration, and trees have energy and vibration, and it's really, really healing. I mean, their energy, they move, they grow, and so when we interact with that, we actually take on a lot of that energy ourselves. And that's why we feel so good when we're in nature, because when we're in front of our computers and screens, it's a different kind of electricity and a different type of energy that we're interacting with. And I guess it's kind of like, it's not good energy and it's dense energy. Whereas, you go and sit next to a tree or under a tree or on the ground and you're like, oh, this actually feels really good.
It makes perfect sense, doesn't it? You can feel yourself de-stressing the moment you get into nature.
Well, the movement that you just had, just sort of, yes, it comes down and you sort of, what's going on in your head can just pull down through your feet. And there's a concept called grounding where you take your shoes off and pop your feet in the sand or in the grass, and it just soaks up those beautiful ions from the earth and just release everything from your head and calms down. It helps to calm you down.
Love it. Now, what about an evening routine? I know you love evening routines.
Morning routines, evening routines. The body, the brain loves routines. It creates a sense of safety and reassurance. And so, talking about nature was a really good one to start with, because your evening routine shouldn't involve being on your phone.
I know, it's so hard though, isn't it? You don't want to miss out on anything.
It is. So there's that fear of missing out. There's addiction to, we have these dopamine hits every time we see something that's, positive, or it enlightens our brain and our body, and we go, oh, I want more of that. I want more of that. I want more of that. So having an awareness and an understanding that it does actually cause addiction, and it does have these impacts on the brain and on the body, but you can do something about it. So turning your phone off at least 1 hour before bed is really important. It lets the body know. It's just like, when you're a baby or when you're a kid, like, what did mum do, or what do you do for your kids? You say, okay, we've got this routine. This routine is, we have dinner, we have a shower, or we have a bath, we have some milk, or have a biscuit, or whatever it is, read a story and then go to bed. But yet as adults, we're not creating those routines for ourselves. We're on our phones, and then the phones are stimulating our brains in terms of the color. The light is stimulating, just like in casinos where you think, your body doesn't know whether it's dark or whether it's light. It thinks it's light. So it's stimulating and it's keeping you awake, and then you have trouble getting to sleep afterwards. But also the content. What we don't realize is the content is affecting us. And so that's why people often have, trouble with sleep, and sleep and insomnia, or, anxious thoughts can be really key and pivotal, can be driven by that. So turning the phone off, doing things like having a shower or doing something with some essential oils, or, it might be going for a walk if you're an evening person, or, doing a bit of yoga, or, we spoke about shaking, or another thing could be
reading a novel.
Yeah, doing things to really unwind.
Like a paperback.
Turn the phone off, turn the television off, and maybe get yourself a pair of blue blocking glasses.
They do work, huh?
They do work. They block out that blue light, that bright light that sends that signal to the brain and allows you to calm down, so that you are able to fall into a nice, relaxing sleep.
Fantastic.
And if you have a relaxing sleep, then you have a relaxing brain and an energized body.
Brilliant. And finally, what if none of this actually works, Lisa? What would somebody do?
So all of these tools and techniques are really, really powerful. And, we were having a conversation where you were talking about one of your members. All they needed to do was go for a walk in nature. And that really changed, their stress and anxiety levels.
Perspective. Yeah.
So it's really about finding, the method, the modality, the technique that works for you. Sometimes it's one, sometimes it's a combination of all of those things, but sometimes it's also going to the next level with help and support, because there are deeper layers. We talked about the nervous system and emotions. So a lot of the, our past experiences and emotions get trapped and stored, in our limbic system and in our nervous system. So finding some, support and practitioners who are trained in being able to help and support you in a really gentle way, a non-traumatizing way, because some people think, I've got to go and do talk therapy and feel more traumatized. Talk therapy can be great, but maybe it's not for you. Maybe there's some other methods and modalities, and practitioners who are trained can support you in a really gentle way.
Brilliant. So try all the hacks, see what works for you. Personally, I try all of them.
Yeah.
I try to get, now I'm being a high achiever, I've got to stop doing that. I'm going to shake it out. Anyway, everything that you said in all these life hacks are so powerful. As Lisa said, one on its own might just be all you need, but give them all a whirl. And if you still need help, seek professional help. Thanks so much.